CNN legal analyst, former federal prosecutor Jennifer Rogers is joining us right now. As you know, Jennifer, Trump is not only a former president, but a very polarizing figure. Hard to find people who don't have strong views about him, either negative or positive. And given that, his legal team's penchant for pushing for delays. How do you see these next few days actually playing out, beginning with jury selection tomorrow morning, assuming it starts on time?
Yeah, you're certainly right, Wolf. It's hard to find jurors who don't have strong views about Trump one way or the other. It's really unprecedented to have a defendant like this. It's going to be interesting to watch. The judge has already said he's going to allow people to self-identify as having conflicts or views that are too strong to serve on the jury. So that'll cut out a whole bunch of folks. You know, it's going to be a big deal for both sides, but especially for prosecutors here, because, of course, they need 12 jurors unanimously to convict the former president, whereas Trump only needs one juror to say that they won't convict in order to at least include anyone with a pro-Trump bias that doesn't allow them to fairly deliberate, whereas Trump only, doesn't have to have that same burden. So it's going to be interesting to watch.
It's going to be a very complicated jury selection. How long do you think it could take?
Well, they're saying a week. So I think probably between a week and 2 weeks. There's just hundreds and hundreds of people to get through, and the parties will want to ask questions as follow-ons to the 42 questions in the questionnaire. So I'm thinking a week to 2 weeks we'll hopefully have a jury seated.
Interesting. The big picture, Jennifer, how do you assess the strength of this case against Trump?
Well, it's a strong case on paper, certainly. I mean, it's not a complicated case. There's nothing really in it that should give anyone any pause except the issue of his intent and whether the falsification of the business records was intending to interfere with the election. That's really the important thing here, because it makes what would otherwise be misdemeanors into felonies. So that's the only even halfway challenging case. The real challenge here, though, is, of course, again, can you seat a fair jury? What will jurors think of Michael Cohen, who is corroborated by other evidence, but is so polarizing and has such obvious distaste for his former boss? And that's really, and then the other question, of course, is will Trump testify? And if he testifies, man, that will be a blockbuster, and that will really impact the jury, whether, however it goes, especially cross-examination.
He says he's happy to testify. We'll see if that actually does happen, though. Jennifer Rogers, thank you very, very much. The historic first criminal trial of the former president, Donald Trump, begins with jury selection in New York City tomorrow morning. Stay with CNN for special live coverage. The Trump hush money trial starts tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern.